you have a problem with the police commissioner before April?
The police commissioner arrived Rivers State in February. So if by, and there had been a few issues, but you know, as soon as he arrived, I'm sure you heard the governor say that he arrested the police attached to the Secretary of State government. You know, there had been initial little rumblings. And then, so you arrive in February, and 2 months after, there's this crisis.
Well, then another question coming from Henry Asede, who his thinking is that, look, it's not just one party causing all of this feud. He thinks both parties share some sort of the blame. And this question is that, is it normal for a budget to be presented and passed into law the same day in Rivers State House of Assembly? I beg your pardon, in Rivers State Government House.
In Rivers State Government House.
Yeah, that's
let's go back to the issue of where, because this wasn't passed in Rivers State Government House, I'd like to make that correction.
Where was it?
It wasn't. Now, the law allows the Speaker of the House of Assembly designate a place as the chambers. The law allows that. And you had a situation where, again I refer to the events of July 9th and 10th, where the House of Assembly chambers was destroyed. And again you had that on camera. And then you had a court ruling that said to members of the House of Assembly, we do not agree that the National Assembly should take over the legislative duties of Rivers State House of Assembly. We do not believe that there were any issues on July 9th and 10th, even though we saw it on TV. We don't care, and so please go back and perform your legislative functions. The Rivers State House of Assembly, in obedience to that, decides, okay, we'll do as you say. They attempt to get into the Rivers State House of Assembly, even though it's clear they can't use the chambers, but at least to even enter the premises, and then for the Speaker to designate where would now be used as the hallowed chambers. Your cameras caught them. They were disallowed entry. They sat outside the House of Assembly. They were disallowed entry. And Sipimbu, our very professional officer, says, now I don't have a court judgment, so I'm not going to let anyone in. Oh, is that usually what happens? You need a court judgment? That's fine. So they step back. And legislative business is suffering because this is January. The budget ought to have been passed. And don't forget, they say we can't go to the National Assembly, which would have been where we would have gone to pass the budget. Mr. Speaker has to ensure that Rivers people benefit from governance. So, Mr. Speaker, under his right as Speaker, designates the auditorium, please, the old auditorium.
Where is it located?
It's located in the former offices of the governor of the state, the old side.
So were people wrong to say that was government house?
Oh, no. I'm not talking about whether they were. I'm saying that really you couldn't have called it government house. No. The reason being that the Speaker has designated the auditorium as the chambers.
But some tell us that, okay, even if
I'm saying it is not illegal. Nothing illegal was done.
Okay, but
it was very legal for the Speaker to designate it, because don't forget, like I said, the hallowed chambers have been destroyed, and the House of Assembly needs to meet in a place that is secure for them to do business.
Albeit procedurally. Now, they say, some of those who saw what transpired said, look, even if it's within the Speaker's right to designate a place for their meetings to hold, no doubt about that. But there's a process, and the process is that for you to designate that place, you have to do it on the floor of the House.
No, that's not true. That's not true.
That's what some of their members say.
That's not true. That's not true.
Their standing rule, they say you have to designate somewhere.
That's
place where you stay to designate it is also
no, you can the Speaker can designate a place. And again, it was on live TV. You heard the debates that went on in that place before that happened. But let's also make it very clear, Chamberlain, that I don't speak for the Rivers State House of Assembly. I just thought it important to clear the fact of legality or illegality of the Speaker doing his job. For the Rivers State House of Assembly, it's always best that you get the legislators to speak for themselves. I don't want to be someone that's commissioner to ask me who gave me the right.
No, because I mean, some of them say that the state government also plays a part in all of this.
No,
because
we don't.
He presented the budget the same day. Yes. It was passed the same day.
We do not. It's not the business of the executive to pass the budget. Our business is to present the budget. What happens after that is not our business.
So it means that if they had designated the marketplace, the government would go there and present the budget.
As long as the Speaker and members of the Assembly are seated there, and as long as Mr. Speaker designates it there, the chambers, the governor can go there and present the budget.
Even in the light of what's going on, how politically a little turbulent, or how the state is, you will still do that?
Our business is to present the budget, and that's what we did. What happens thereafter, quite honestly, is not our job.
Is the government or any of the parties now making any move at solving this particular impasse in your state?
What moves can we make if, as River State government,
towards peace?
How do you make a move towards peace outside bringing the irregularities to the notice of the federal government, whose agencies are causing the disorder? That's what we've done. We've brought it to the notice of the federal government to say your agencies are causing problems in River State. Your agencies are leading to a breakdown of law and order in River State. I would think that what that therefore means is that you would expect the relevant authorities in the federal government to do what they have to do.
Another question, that comes up is, most of the people have talked about this NGOs, the GDI and Civil Rights Movement, as veiled political movements, geared at doing campaigns even way before INEC has designated that it's okay to go ahead and do the campaigns. What do you have to say to that?
Well, the thing is, you have to first show me that what the events that happen are campaigns. For the Save Rivers movement, I can speak for those. I can't speak for GDI. But I can speak for the Save Rivers movement because I've seen them, I've attended their rallies, so I can speak for that. I haven't attended a GDI rally. I've seen what they do. I do not want to comment on what they do. I let the public judge.
So now, who's the police of River State? If for over a year there's not been police, who is policing River State?
God.
No, we're talking about
Mr. Mr. polices the PDP and GDI. God polices the ordinary people in River State.
Just a moment too, just quickly getting a hang of this one. Are you saying that political campaigns haven't started yet?
Political campaigns. Because
that is one of the accusations.
For the Save Rivers movement, our meetings are not political. They're not political rallies.
So what are they doing?
Oh, well, you have seen those meetings. When you have an onslaught against the people, and you've got a group of people who say we must restore democratic norms, that isn't political rallies. Was the same Nigeria group about politics, about saying that Nigerians have a right to protest, Nigerians have a right to demand that they have the things that make them Nigerians?
Okay. Is the governor still going to go ahead to lead the rally which he said he would do?
Why don't you wait for that day to come?
Do you think he should?
Why don't you wait for that day to come? Do you think, let me ask you a question. Let me ask you the question now. Do you think it's okay for us as Nigerians to refuse to take our destiny in our hands? Do you think it's okay for us to allow our voices be shut down? Do you think it helps democracy for all of us to fold our hands?
What do you think?
What do I think?
Is that
that the man dies in all who keep silent in the face of impunity?
Is that what the governor is doing, taking the destiny in his hands?
I think that's what the governor is doing. The governor is saying that as a Nigerian, as a citizen, and as somebody who's elected to serve Rivers people, I owe them the responsibility of making sure that their voices are heard.
Well, what if it comes at the cost of human lives? What happens then?
If it comes at the cost of his life. Now,
not his life, human lives.
Which is why Governor Amechi will not put anybody to risk, but will go himself.
But you won't go alone.
No, you won't go alone. But at what point, to what extent will we be willing to be silent? Is it until everybody dies? Today is River State. I was saying to someone, I say, today is River State. Today people can pretend that it's okay for a senator to be shot at. I said to someone, even in other climes, even if you shot at him with a water pistol, it's an aberration. Let's assume you shot at him with a water pistol, with something that is just water. It's an aberration. I've heard people say, oh, it's just tear gas. Really? And the senator has written a letter to say that, fortunately, he's named names. When he was shot at, he was rushed, first of all, to Winners Chapel, to the church. Thank God that church has members of that congregation who would attest to the fact of whether he was shot or rushed in there or not. Thank God the London Bridge Hospital is in London, is in the UK, and the London Bridge is not just any other hospital. So people can confirm the veracity.
I thought they said that there was tear gas, not that he was hit with any ammunition of sorts.
Fortunately, the senator himself has written to the Senate President in his own, himself, he signed it to say he was shot at. Do you know the thing to do is for us to remember that impunity against one is impunity against all. and that what goes wrong comes wrong. Now, if we all keep quiet and pretend that it's okay, because today is Amechi and today is Senator Abe, tomorrow is going to be someone else.
But is it really the federal government behind this? As the government, every time
The
we
chances
talk
of the
about...
federal government, why not? I mean, at what point?
Because he
can I-
mentions the president's name when he's given an interview sometimes.
You know, you see, Chamberlain, here's the thing though. Who is the embodiment of the federal government? If I'm being attacked, all of the years when we talked about Abacha, oh, it was Abacha, was it Abacha or his agents? Abacha could jolly well say, I never shot anybody myself. But we called his name because the buck stops on someone's table. When Governor Amechi wrote to the IGP, he copied the commander-in-chief. He copied Mr. President. And to think that no word has been heard, a senator of the Federal Republic is shot at, no word has been heard.
But do you also
And then
think,
we've got to remember that it can be anybody.
do we also, you know, does it also question health facilities in River State, the fact that the senator had to be taken
No
aboard?
problem. Let's question everything we can question, and that's okay. That's fair game. But at least he was stabilized somewhere. That's fair game. It's fair game to question. We're not dealing with 1 year of rot, though. Governor Amechi stepped in after several years of rot. So I have no problems with people questioning.
You have no
But that's
reply,
not the point.
you have no answer to that.
I have an answer to say that you should visit the Kelsey Harrison Hospital yourself.
Okay.
Because medical reports will be interesting. So I reckon that should also be made public for those who, the doubting Thomases out there, need to see those records. But by the way, looking at all of this scenario, if the Commissioner of Police is not redeployed, doesn't mean there will be no peace in the state.
Well, you can see for yourself. Now, fortunately, you know, I was saying to someone, when they said, oh, channel television cameras were destroyed, and I said, yeah, good.
Really?
Yeah, because that's where you would stop thinking that we're crying wolf. I said, good, oh, good, they got a bit of it too. And they said, the channel television cameraman, machete. I said, oh, sorry, but good. Because let's assume that machete cut was on my hands. You guys would say I probably rubbed some blood on my hands to show that I was cut. Like they're saying that the senator is pretending. But good, it was someone else. But the point I'm making, quite frankly, Chamberlain, is that it's clear to us that you've got a man who is determined not to guarantee peace and security. He disrupts one rally held within a confine, and he allows people on the streets, and they're carrying banners say President Jonathan run for 2015. What's wrong with that picture?
I've got a question that comes with you from Adeza. She says, could you tell us if you're aware that for 10 months, Governor Amechi have refused to pay elected councillors in Obiakpor Legislative Council?
Governor Amechi is not the person who pays councillors.
Who does?
Local
If he
government.
doesn't release the funds,
Local government
such that they
commission
can pay.
pays.
Has the funds, can you tell us if the funds has been released to them?
I'm not a councillor in Obiakpor.
Yeah, but who releases the funds?
I'm not a councillor in Obiakpor.
It comes through from the
I'm
executive.
not a
and the
councillor in
states to
Obiakpor.
the
Don't
council.
forget that you have a situation where there's a River State House of Assembly's suspension of Obiakpor Council. Governor Amechi is not the person who pays. Monies are released.
Doesn't the buck stop at the state? But
No.
people will say Governor Amechi because he's
Don't
the
forget that
representative
there are
of the state.
No, there are 2 tiers. And he doesn't hold back funds.
Can the same thing be said for
He
the...
doesn't hold back funds.
Okay, or other time. Thank you for coming on. Well, Ibrahim Semenitari is the Commissioner for Information in River State. Well,